Welcome to the Investment Update. My name is Marc Grigg and I'm joined here by Sam Goldwater, our Chief Investment Officer. So we're just going to give you a little bit of an investment update today. So there's been a lot happening in the investment space with Generate. Can you talk to some of those key developments that we've been doing so far?
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. So one of the biggest developments has been the growth of the investment team. If we look back to our early days, I was Generate's only full-time investment resource, whereas today we've got a team of industry-leading team of 12 investment professionals who, some of which have got experience working overseas in senior roles for the likes of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Macquarie Bank. Another big development has just been the growth of our funds. In 2013, we started off with just 3 KiwiSaver funds. And today we have 17 funds, 9 of them being KiwiSaver, and 8 are managed funds with no lock-in period. And I guess another key development is when we started out, we didn't have a track record of our own. We tended to point to the track record of the third-party funds that we were invested in. Whereas today, we've got, again, sort of industry-leading long-term track records. And ever since we developed a 10-year track record back in June 23, our funds have been top 3 performers in that regard in their categories for each and every quarter. So we're really proud of that achievement.
In regards to our underlying investment, what have been some of the key changes there?
One of the bigger developments has been how much global equities investment were brought in-house. In our early days, all of our global equities was outsourced to third-party fund managers, whereas now we have a global equities team of 6, so 3 portfolio managers and 3 global equities analysts, who are also supported by a sustainable investment analyst, and they're doing a fantastic job. So much so that we've brought the bulk of our global equities investment now in-house, so that now less than 20% of our global equities is actually managed by third-party fund managers. Also, we've been pushing into new asset classes, so our Australasian and fixed income portfolios have been increasing their weight to Australia. That feels like a very healthy development, given the more choice that's available in Australia and the deeper liquidity in those markets compared to their New Zealand counterparts. And we've also been increasing our activity in private assets as well.
So there's been a lot of excitement with advisors, especially in my space, and members as well, in regards to the private assets that we're investing in. With Generate, what's sort of been the journey so far with that?
Sure, yeah. So a few years ago, we decided that we would, go with experts in that private asset investment space. So we've invested in 2 venture capital funds, 2 locally based venture capital funds, the MOVAC Growth Fund 6 and the Icehouse Ventures Growth Fund 2. And we saw that as a good way to diversify our assets, deliver strong returns for our members, all the while helping NZ Inc. as well, by investing in these up-and-coming Kiwi companies at a fairly early stage. We've also invested in 2 private equity funds, so they're sort of more mature companies that they tend to be that sit within those funds. So we invested in the CIM Infrastructure Fund. Now, what drew us to that was its 2 largest assets were a data center business and a solar farm based in California. And they're 2 asset classes that we understand really well through our investments, long-standing investment in Infratil and the likes of Mercury Energy as well. We have a high degree of confidence that those asset classes will benefit from structural tailwinds for some time to come.
Yeah.
The other private equity fund is Heal Partners Fund 2. So that invests in health and education sectors, and they've got a number of rapidly growing companies within those sectors.
So I have to ask, within private assets, what's the one that you're most excited about?
Well, yeah, there's a number of companies that we're pretty excited about in that private asset space. So we've actually made 2 co-investments, which are investments that you make into companies that sit within the funds that we're already invested in. So our most recent one was a $10 million investment into Halter, which is a virtual fencing and pasture management company. The founder, Craig Piggott, was working at Rocket Lab, and we had the idea that there must be a a better way to move cows around the farm. He came from a farming background himself and thought there must be a better way for moving cows around on mum and dad's farm. So he came up with the Halter collar, which trains cows to respond to noise and vibration cues. And his boss at the time, Peter Beck, thought it was such a great idea that he invested in the company and joined the board. The other co-investment that we made is into Nova Data Centers. It's a US-based company that's rapidly building and buying data centers in the US. The insatiable demand for AI and the structural trend of digitalization is creating this huge demand for data centers. I was lucky enough to take a tour of their largest data center in Salt Lake City. There was, just the sheer scale of it is pretty mind-blowing. I was told that it could fit 4 jumbo jets,
Oh, wow.
nose to tail in a row, and they on lease that particular data center to Oracle, who then leases the equipment out to a prominent AI company. Another company we're really excited about is a company called the Removery, which is North America's largest tattoo removal business. I think when a lot of people think about tattoo removal, they think about some pretty nasty scars being left by some pretty crude laser treatment. The technology's really come a long way in recent years. The results are pretty remarkable. And so whether people just want to completely get rid of their tattoos or they just want to free up some real estate for a new tattoo, it would seem that the demand for the Removery services are only going to go one way. One last company I'd like to highlight would be Crimson Education. So Crimson is the world's most successful university admissions consultancy. Students that go through Crimson have up to 7 times more likelihood of being accepted into Ivy League or Oxford University. And just to give you some sort of flavour for the intellect of the co-founder, Jamie Beaton, when he was still at secondary school, he applied for 25 universities and was accepted to all of them. And these are like top universities around the world. So a really impressive and charismatic guy that's leading that company to some pretty impressive growth.
All right, thank you, Sam, for that great update. Tune in next time for the next investment update.